Hey guys, Joey Ryan here. This is not the ordinary podcast that you're used to seeing from me. And frankly, it's more of a kind of somber podcast. But I think everybody in the pool community has seen the video from Saturday and probably seen tons of Facebook traffic about it. There's been other podcast episodes that have talked about it. But I kind of taken a different take here and really want to understand Billy Thorpe a little better. We had him call into the match, Danny Olson, Chris Robinson match, and kind of explain himself, but that was right immediately following the incident. And so now that he's had a few days to really think about it, I wanted to have him back on, ask him a few questions, and kind of see what he's thinking and where he's at. So here's Billy Thorpe. Hey, Billy. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you, Joey? I'm not bad times, but I'm trying to make the best out of it.
Yeah. Well, Billy, everybody woke up Saturday morning, to that video, and frankly, I was shocked with what I saw. And you came out with a Facebook post and apologized. You also logged into our live stream and kind of said a few words. But now that there's been a few days to kind of reflect on the incident, do you have any other thoughts about what happened Friday night?
Man, I'm just completely embarrassed, honestly, because, that's not me at all to do such a thing like that. And I just, obviously everybody makes mistakes and I regret what I done, but the only thing I can do is move on and try to do better. So,
Billy, do you have a problem with alcohol?
yeah, I never thought I did, but after looking at the video, of course, things got out of hand, and maybe I need to look in the mirror and, work on myself with that.
So we see Billy Thorpe, the smiling pool player, and not many people know that you faced some tough personal challenges this year. But I think the most shocking thing about the video for me, after meeting you and kind of interacting with you, was just the anger that came out. When you go back and watch the video, did it surprise you how angry you got?
Yeah, that's another thing I never really thought. I didn't really think I had that much, anger built up. But, a lot of people don't really know what I've been through the past couple months. And, I'm not using that as an excuse or anything. But I need to definitely calm it down a little bit, that's for sure, because I didn't know I had this many people, like, behind me and watching me and eyes on me, I guess I should say. So I definitely need to calm it down and look at myself in the mirror again and reflect on that.
So, Billy, I have a number of friends who are gay and play pool. You uttered a derogatory term about gay people. Is that how you really feel?
No, that's not how I feel. I just want to deeply apologize to everybody out there. That is not how I feel at all. And I'm certainly apologize for what I said.
There's going to be thousands of people that watch this interview who are huge Billy Thorpe fans since you came on the scene. What do you have to say to them?
I just want to say that, of course, I apologize once again, and that's, that's definitely not me. That's far from me. If anybody knows me, I get along with everybody. I get along with the devil, and I just, want to apologize, and I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to just try to make the best out of this and move on with my life and become the best person I can possibly be.
Well, Billy, I really appreciate you taking your time to talk to me. I know this is a very difficult time, and, for you to kind of step up at this point when you've done something that you're really embarrassed about, I do appreciate that. I know that's hard to do. So thank you, and good luck to you from here.
I appreciate it, Joey. Thanks a lot, man.
So there you have it from Billy Thorpe. A different Billy Thorpe than we're used to seeing. And I think it speaks to the magnitude of this situation. But as you guys know, Havoc Productions is having a really big week, right? They just had the Chris Robinson, Danny Olson match, and now they're in South Dakota, and that's where Billy was. And Chad Sholders is there promoting all of this. And so I wanted to bring in Chad and kind of get his thoughts and feelings on this. Hey, Chad, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going okay, Joey. A little tired, but I'm good.
Well, it's been a busy week for you. You got the Danny Olson Chris Robinson match that just wrapped up, and the Sky Woodward versus Roberto Gomez, and the 3 versus 2 matchup with the 3 U.S. Mosconi members versus Danny and Roberto. Knowing that Billy was included in that match and kind of waking up and seeing that video Saturday morning, what was your initial reaction?
I was pretty shocked, frankly. And anybody that knows me knows that the people that I work with, they must have character and integrity and hold themselves to a high moral standard. And I set up these series of events with, it started off with Danny and Chris, and Danny, they're both just gentlemen, great pool players, great men, and it couldn't have gone better for us. And then, we've got the Sky and Roberto match set up here in Sioux Falls for the fans. And you can't think of 2 better ambassadors for the game. And then to have an opportunity to do something creative like a 3 versus 2, to bring in Billy Thorpe for that event, you couldn't pick five better ambassadors for pool. And then this happened. So needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed and in shock for sure.
So when I arrived at the pool hall Saturday morning for the Olson Robinson second day, the video was released. You and I talked about it, and at that point, Billy was out. What changed?
Well, he was. My very first professional impulse was to pull him from the event, and that's what I did. It made no sense to not distance myself from the situation. It was really negative, and it was going to be a giant distraction for anything that we did. And in fact, I even thought about it might make some sense to cancel both events. What changed for me was when I had a conversation with Billy, and it felt like if I did do that it might make things even worse. I felt like the timing couldn't have been worse when I pulled him from the event, but then I thought about it from a different perspective, and I thought, well, maybe the timing might be perfect, and that maybe we have an opportunity to help this man. He's had a really, really hard time with this. He realizes it took him a couple of days to realize the gravity of the situation, and he's got a lot of work to do. But if I were to pull him from the event, I might make matters worse for him, and it didn't make any sense anymore. I thought, I'm going to try and pick this man up a little bit and give him a little bit of support while he tries to put himself back together.
So speaking of that, how's he doing right now, Chad?
Well, I think he's going to be okay. I can tell you he's a wreck. I can tell you he is so remorseful. It's beyond reproach. I can also tell you that we went to one of the local pool rooms last night to do some challenges with Sky and Billy and Roberto, and everybody loves Billy, and he was in there, hamming it up with the fans and smiling and laughing and and just doing Billy right. But you could tell he's just dying on the inside. This is killing him, and I really felt for him last night.
How does he go about rebuilding his image from here?
Well, he's got some work to do. I think the first thing that he has to do, and admittedly so, in a conversation with him personally earlier on today, he's got to look inside, and he's got to make some personal decisions about his life choices. He has to make amends with his fans, and that's going to take a little time, and he's very aware of that. I think he may have even mentioned that in his interview with you. He knows he made a mistake. He had no idea the gravity of the mistake until just a couple of days ago. So when you think about that first Facebook post, was really rather inappropriate as far as how to address this problem. I think it was simply because he didn't understand how serious the situation was. It became very real for him over the coming days, and I think he now understands where he lies as a player and as an icon in the game. And he's ready to take that on. I know he is, and I'm glad he is accountable. I'm glad that he is truly apologetic, and I can't wait to see him pick himself up and become stronger in the end. He's a tough kid, and I shouldn't say kid. He's a tough man, and I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, that's one thing sometimes about our sports heroes, right? It's like sometimes people love to see him fall, but then they love to see him kind of emerge back, like a Tiger Woods or something like that. So I understand you spoke with Billy's mom. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How's she doing?
Well, she was a wreck. I'm a parent. You're a parent. And if somebody was saying that just blasting my children on on social media, it would my first instinct would be to defend them, and I think that there's a part of her that wants to do that just because she's a mother by instinct, but I can also say that she knows that he made a mistake, and Billy knows that his mom knows that he made a giant mistake, and she says he's got to pay the piper here, as far as like he's got to own it, and he's got to make amends, and he's got to fix the problems that caused it in the first place, and she's very supportive of her son, and she'll always be. I hope I'm pretty sure she'd allow me to speak for her in saying that he deserves a chance to fix this, but it has to be genuine, it has to be honest, and it doesn't come without a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and he's got to rebuild trust with the pool community and his fans, really.
I
So
think that's right, Joe. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but one of the things that I really like to point out is it doesn't matter to me if people want to make an opinion about my decision. That's fine. I could have gone the duck and run, cut and run option with this situation, but I know that there are good people in the world that have made mistakes, and rather than cut and run and leave them high and dry, I chose a little different approach. With respect to maybe some an opportunity for him to make amends and be forgiven for this.
do you think getting to your match that starts Wednesday with Roberto and Sky, do you think this will be a distraction to that match?
I don't. I think Billy made it very clear when we spoke, and I think he even mentioned it to you. He doesn't want to be in the way of this match. He doesn't want to be in the way of our production. He doesn't want to get in the way of Roberto and Sky having a competitive match with each other, and he doesn't want to get in the way, most especially probably for the fans. He feels like the fans deserve to see this. They're excited to see this. He loves the fans of South Dakota, and and he'll be supportive of the match and stay out of the way. I'd be really surprised if everybody wanted to talk about Billy Thorpe and the actions from a few days ago, while Roberto and Sky are, going at it for a race to 50. I think the fans are sophisticated. I think the fans are passionate, and when there's great pool between two of the world's best players, they can set this aside.
How did the fans and the folks that were out at the challenge matches last night treat Billy?
Well, they treated him the way they should have treated him. They gave him I can't believe that happened. That's not the Billy Thorpe that I met when he was up here just a few months ago. They couldn't believe it, but they were also forgiving, and they understood, because they're sitting right in front of him, looking him in the eye, and they can see it. And I can tell you, I saw the same thing, and that's one of the reasons why he's here. And he's going to be with us in Cheyenne. They were supportive of him. They didn't give him a free pass, but they were supportive, and they were cheering for him to get through this.
Well, hey, Chad, I know you're setting up there and getting ready for a great event. So I want to thank you for coming on here and speaking to me, and also kind of being there for Billy, because I'm with you. I'm a type of person that I've made so many mistakes in my life, And if it wasn't for forgiveness, where would I be? You know, so I can appreciate that and kind of what you're doing right now, kind of being there for Billy, and you know, really just creating some great events for us to enjoy. And so we're looking forward to that Sky and Roberto match. I'm picking Sky, by the way. I know,
Well,
I know Roberto's your guy, but I'm picking Sky. I think Sky's going to get there. I don't know.
yeah, I'm gonna take Roberto by 4 games.
Okay.
How that?
Okay, I'll take the 4 games. Thanks. All right, Chad. Well, get back to work, bud. I'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's a tough situation, you know, and I can understand if you're upset at Billy Thorpe. I can understand if you're forgiving of Billy Thorpe. I just can't wait till this situation is long gone and in the rearview mirror, because we need all the young American pool players that we can get. And I think Billy, I think this was out of character for him. And I think we'll see more from Billy Thorpe in the future, a different Billy Thorpe than what we saw in that video on Saturday. So thanks again, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and like it, share it, and please hit up the comments. Curious to hear what you think. Thanks.